Hello once again, and welcome back to Marcus's Movie Reviews. This week, we watched Starship Troopers. I was hoping it would just be Starship, but nope, we're watching the original thing. Starship is the story of several high school friends and Neil Patrick Harris as they join an interstellar army to fight off against weird alien bug things. It sounds like a really silly plot, and sometimes it feels like it is, like they go with the goofiness a little bit, and mostly with like the gory scenes, people's heads get chopped off and shot and stuff, and it looks really silly, but I'm not sure if at the time it was supposed to be horrific or if it was also supposed to be silly at that point. But the movie itself is actually pretty serious. The entire thing is a satire on the whole gung-ho war type attitude, which is hilarious because according to Wikipedia, the book the movie is based on is the complete opposite and really likes that. And so they're like, when they made the movie, they're like, let's satirize the book, screw the author! So, in this case, the movie is better than the book. I think. I haven't read it, don't really intend to. Reading is stupid. Dinosaurs did that. The movie opens with an informative war YouTube video. Would you like to know more? The video talks about the war on Clandathu, sets up the entire plot of the story, and then shows the main character dying, and then we go back 2 months ago to see how he lived until he died. The story starts out in Buenos Aires in the year 20-something. And, you know, life as usual for normal high school kids, you know, studying, dissecting giant space bugs, learning to control your psychic powers. Did I mention Neil Patrick Harris has psychic powers? Did I mention Neil Patrick Harris isn't in this movie enough? Like, there needed to be 200% more Neil Patrick Harris. There needs to be more Neil Patrick Harris in everything that he does. I can't really like How I Met Your Mother, so I need more other Neil Patrick Harris stuff, okay? There needed to be more Neil Patrick Harris. Did I mention there needs to be more Neil Patrick Harris? So after graduation, the three friends get together, put their hands together in a circle, and promise to always be friends, and then draw a happy face on them as a mark of their friendship. Not really the last part, that was Yu-Gi-Oh! It just popped into my head, though. I really enjoyed watching this movie because I watched Starship first. You know, Drop the Troopers. It's the musical by StarKid, which you really need to watch. Like, if you haven't watched it, click this annotation right here in my video and go watch it right now. If you have not seen this, get off my channel, go watch it, come back, continue watching this video, I need the views. I hadn't watched this movie, though, before I watched Starship, so now I got all the references, and, I laughed every time one of the reference points in the movie happened because I just thought of, you know, Lauren Lopez and that gang, because those guys are amazing. Have I mentioned you need to click this annotation and watch Starship? But I want to be a Starship Ranger way more than I want to be a Federation soldier. Life for them looks like it sucks, okay? I don't like army-ish movies because they just tell me how much I don't want to be in the army, and I already know that. But this movie was fun because it was in space, and anything in space is better than anything not in space. The movie mainly follows Rico, who is this guy who's a rich kid in Buenos Aires and joins because his girlfriend decided to be a Starship pilot, and he gets a crappy job and then has to work his way up the ranks, and his friends are pretty much just good from the beginning. His girlfriend's a spaceship pilot, and Neil Patrick Harris is a super secret intelligent psychic guy that I mentioned that he is not in this movie nearly enough. Anyway, his girlfriend decides that she wants to be a Starship pilot forever, and that means she's not going to have enough time for him, so she breaks up with him over text message, or the equivalent of text message in the future, and he is all sad, and then he wants to drop out of the army, but then he finds out his hometown got blown up by an asteroid, and that kind of ticks off a guy, and then he's like, you know what, we're going to go to war, brah! And then he decides that he wants to be a soldier again, and then he gets together with this stalker girl who is in high school. Then later, Stalker Girl dies, which is a problem, but no problem, because his girlfriend's new boyfriend dies, and then they get together, which shows moral of the story. If you want to get back with your girlfriend, make sure that both of your current significant others die at the hand of aliens. And then you're gonna live happily ever after, I think. I think they were back together at the end of the movie, right? I think. A little bit. I'd recommend this movie to just about anybody. I really liked it myself. It was a super fun movie. I would especially recommend it to people who have or are going to watch StarKid's Starship. Again, link in the annotation. You should watch this right now, like immediately. Click this button and watch freaking Starship. If you're squeamish, maybe you shouldn't watch this movie because there is some gore, but it's like silly ish score. I'm not sure if it's just because it's an earlier movie and special effects weren't that good, or if they were intentionally trying to make it silly, but like people's heads pop off and knives get thrown at their palms like it's nothing. So, yeah. And if you like a good satire, you should watch it too, because it totally satirizes the whole militaristic view on politics and stuff, which is interesting. It's kind of a political movie beyond the shooty bang bang stuff. So, that's cool too. There's a little something for everybody, I think. And, yeah, you should watch it. And then watch Starship. Or if you don't intend to watch this because you don't have Netflix, watch Starship because it's on YouTube. Have I mentioned you need to watch Starship? Lauren Lopez is like almost as awesome as Neil Patrick Harris, and she's in that movie way more. And it's a musical! Anyway, that's all I got for you this week. Next week we're going to be reviewing whatever SourceFed says we're going to be reviewing. And, yeah, I'm Marcos. I want to be a Starship Ranger. I want to have the things they got. And I will see you next week. Sometimes it kind of seems like Staring at Walls, the movie. Because every programmer they interviewed had a shot of them sitting in a chair pondering life.
Guess what? I got what is this? Target creature gets -5. What? No fair! You're not supposed to be smart, you're a computer!